BullsEyeView. Welcome back. It's Sunday currently, so the day after the Bulls win last night, 121-120 against the Washington Wizards. Not very happy that it was a close one and that we had to watch down to the wire. Interesting one. A lot
Yeah, oh
to
yeah.
unpack. There's not as many negatives. I think it's a good bounce back win from the Miami Heat, regardless of how close it was. You got to give props to the guys for not giving up in this game, and just finding a way. And honestly, I want to give a point of emphasis right off the bat to Nikola Vucevic. Austin, if you want to touch on that, I mean, clear as day that he came out to play and he was hungry for a win and he was still pissed off after the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, it seems like, and I don't want to assume, but it seems like he's one of the only guys on the team that's really taking what Billy has to say very, very seriously. Even though he has been a part of the issue as of late, with
Yep.
in terms of defense and rebounding and hustle plays and all that stuff. But it seems like he's the only one that's willing to, soak all that in, process what Billy's saying, look at the film, and move on and improve. And he's
Yep.
trying to get the young guys, from what I heard from Billy's post conference interview yesterday, was that he was very happy with Vooch, and in halftime he was really pissed off, and he's like getting on the young guys because it doesn't seem like they're really, not like they don't believe in Billy, but they're just not even listening to him. Like, oh no, we're fine. We'll just continue to do what we're doing. We'll do it. So at some
Yep.
point, like, no,
Yeah.
you're not. But you have to have like that vet. Like, and Vooch doesn't even seem to be like that. He is vocal, but like in terms of like leading, like you could, when we had like DeMar and Levine and Lonzo, like we had like some veteran guys, they were not afraid to speak up. But like with this team, like
Yeah.
they're all young. Like we need Vooch. If you really think about it, like he is our vet,
Yep.
and he's got the most experience, and he's like one of our best players, so he has to tell these young guys what's going on. So I really, really appreciate him last night, and I don't want to get too harsh on Billy, but I'm happy Billy's putting that in the light as well. So you have more points on that, yeah, absolutely. But
Yeah. The only thing I would add is like, yeah, you're right. DeMar and Levine being gone and Lonzo, like those were definitely the vocal guys. I think DeMar was probably the biggest one to step up, and then Levine just being like a top scorer was adding on to probably what DeMar was saying and wanting because he's
mhm.
been there for a while. But I think you're right. I think Vooch just didn't have to do it because they were doing it. And now that he's getting the chance to step up, I think he's realizing it right now is a good point. Like it's early on in the season. We've had a little rough stretch. We went on the losing streak. We bounced back a little bit. Now the defense and things are struggling. Like this is his time to step up. Not only did he step up in the game, but he's he's being vocal and he's admitting that there's problems and things need to be fixed, which is really good to see out of him because
And like
at
that clip,
times you think he's the
that post
problem.
game clip. Do you want
Yeah,
to talk about that?
yeah. Um, yeah, if you saw the post game, like right after the game, after they won, they interviewed the player of the game. Well, he was the player of the game after a 28 and 12 night. And Casey Johnson asked him like about the game, and he was like
G-
thankful for
Positive
the
thing.
win at first, and then after that, he was pretty much just pissed off because he realizes he was like, this is not sustainable basketball. We can't play like this. We can't expect to go into the NBA every night and play like this and scratch out a win every night. It's not sustainable. We're not going to win all of these games. And Casey Johnson was like, "Well, how do you feel that you're 7-4 in these types of close games this year?" And he's like, "Well, that's great, but we can't do this all year. We're not gonna be a 500 team if we're playing like this all year." And he got asked about it after the game again, like in the locker room. Um, and he pointed out all the flaws that we have talked about: rebounding, lack of defense, and not getting in front of guys, fouling too much. Like it's clear that Billy is sending the message, and I'm glad that now he has a spokesperson on the team that's playing to
Mhm.
to send it to everybody else.
Yeah, and Jalen Smith was like, it seemed like they were trying to do like a Walmart brand OKC Thunder
Yeah,
post
yeah,
game, but
yeah, I saw
the
that.
difference is that the Thunder win by 30 and
Right,
do that, and they like celebrate. Matas and
right.
Jalen Smith were like, "Let's go, let's go!" They were
Yep,
excited, and Vooch was like, "Get get away, you guys!" He's
yep,
like, and Jalen Smith's like, "Be happy." He's like, "No, like, yeah,
yeah.
we won, but like, Jalen Smith, you shot 1 of 6 from three, my man.
Mm-hmm.
You're our backup center. That can't happen."
No.
Like, yeah, we can celebrate the win, but we played down to the competition. I mean, Stacey King, like we do like our preview of each game. We do our post game. We bring up the points, and then it's like in the first like minute of the game, Stacey King will bring up like, or before they even start, he'll say the obvious things. It's exactly right. It's like we play down to our competition. That's just what the Bulls do. I hope that's not the case, but yeah, really happy about Vooch.
Yeah,
If you want to get to talking about like what we saw from the Wizards and how we what we said about the Wizards pregame and then what actually happened during the game, what who stood out
yeah,
to you and all that.
yeah. If you watched our preview, um, there were three or four guys that we were really worried about. Honestly, you could say five that we mentioned that we were really worried about, which were CJ McCollum's vet experience. We didn't know if Alex Sarr was going to play. Alex Sarr did play,
Mhm.
and when I texted Austin when I saw that, and I was like, Alex Sarr's in tonight. This is going to be a good test now. Now we know that they're like at least pretty fully healthy. Um, and then the other two guys, the spot up shooters, Cam Whitmore, Corey Kispert. And Cam Whitmore's not really a shooter, but he was shooting a little bit more. Um, and those two guys both had 20. Corey Kispert was pretty much unconscious in that first half. I think he was 5 of 5 and had like three threes in the first half. He cooled down in the second half, luckily. And then the
He
other
was
guy
even
was,
attacking the rim.
yeah, he was making habit. Every time he touched the ball, I was kind of holding my breath because I was like, what is he gonna do? Um,
And he came off the bench
yeah,
for them in the previous game. And and it seems like these coaches, like the opposing coaches, know what our our weakness is.
hmm,
Like Spoelstra starts Khalil Ware with Bam because we have trouble with height rebounding.
yeah,
The opposing team knows we also have a problem with spot up shooters, so they start Kispert. I mean, it's
yeah,
great on them.
yeah.
Props to them because it that really is how you should be playing us, honestly.
I think the point I have to make on that one is I'm going to go back to Vooch's comments that he made in the locker room with the interview is he said it, and I think he maybe mentioned it in the other one, is guys need to be watching film. He said we need to watch film. We need to understand our assignments defensively. We need to make people that don't have a good right hand go right. We need to make people that have a good right hand go left. We need to understand where their strengths are and where their weaknesses are and attack the weaknesses. He was like, we are not we're not doing that. And if we can do that, it could swing 6 points of a game, and a game that's this close could turn into an 8 point game just like that. And
Mhm.
so he hit it on the money. Like there's clear non-execution on like certain parts of the game, and one of them is like understanding who you're playing and your opponent. And Wizards, they did that. They understood. I don't even know who their coach is, but I can tell you he was fired up most of the game, running up and down the court, telling them to like run on the Bulls, and they weren't even really listening some of the
Mhm.
time. But um, yeah, I would have to say I enjoyed watching that team. Um, even though they're not very good right now. They're 1-15, but like they put up a battle. Um, yeah, they did pretty well.
Yeah, I'd say like we kind of just got them right where we wanted them. They they were leading pretty much the whole game,
Yep.
and we're the cardiac bulls in the fourth. We get them like right in the spot, and then that was obviously the difference. We're better in close games,
Yep.
and then I think they kind of just freaked out a little bit. We kind of like stunned them, and then
Yep.
that's where we're at our best because we've been in that position so many times, which is
Yep.
not great to say, but at least we won. We
Right.
didn't come on the other end of that because they haven't won in over a month. So there's that. And then I'm also happy with, Giddy got another triple double. He
Yep.
puts in his 11th triple double with the Bulls, and he had 11 with the Thunder. Um, but the problem with Giddy is that he didn't have a bucket until around a minute left in the second. He had 4 points on from the free throw line alone, and he got his first bucket like a minute before half.
Yeah. That
It
can
was a
happen.
rough, yeah. I mean, it was a rough shooting night all around.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm happy that he was our main ball handler up the floor,
Yeah.
and he didn't turn it over as much.
Yeah. Only two,
Uh,
which is pretty much like accounted for. You can count a couple turnovers going to happen, so not bad.
yeah, yeah. But for him, with his on ball pressure issues, like just they've been full court pressing him. It
Yep.
doesn't matter who they're playing. That means they're
Mm-hmm.
watching film. Like if you're sagging off of Giddy and just letting him walk up the floor, that's not good.
Right.
So he's gonna he's gonna have to work on that because he has to expect that for the rest of the season going
Yeah.
forward. He's gonna get pressured all the way up the floor.
Yeah.
But
I would.
that's
I
when,
would.
yeah,
Yeah. I would expect some good teams, good defensive teams, to throw some like occasional traps and doubles at him and just see how he handles it because uh I don't know.
he
I've
can
seen him
handle the
handle them
ball, but
sometimes, but
yeah,
I mean sometimes it's just like
it's just kind of like he puts his head down, he just runs.
yeah, he doesn't look up and yeah, I think some of his shots, I don't think his shot selection was horrible in the first half, but like there are just some times where he just drives to the hoop and it's like the guy is right in front of him and he does shoot over him and that's kind of part of his game. He shoots over guys and he finds weird angles to bank it in. And props to it because it's worked so much and it is very effective. But
Mhm.
at times it's just like some of those shot selection is like, is that even a good shot? Like, is Billy happy with that shot coming out of that possession? Like 12 seconds into a shot clock and he's putting something like that up. Like, are we okay with that happening all the time? Or could we swing it around a little bit and get a backdoor for him for a free layup? Like, could we find something else?
Yeah, and we still saw as well just like way too many early shots. We just get down the
Yeah,
floor, and it's like we always just we pass it like maybe if it's off a missed shot. Maybe the defense is a little lackadaisical in the fast break, but we're not really moving too fast. Like we get it. There's nothing there. We slow it down, which is good, and then we just make one pass to the trailing. It's usually Vooch or Jalen
right.
Smith that are trailing, and they're at the 3 point line, and then the center's like a little off, and there's like okay, and you know, especially when they know that we are not shooting well from three and we're down, I would expect a little bit more of a disciplined offense there. Let's get some good shots. Let's get a run going, and then we can maybe give a little heat check. And like I just like Kobe can shoot those threes. Like he was struggling a little bit, but Kobe's a
Yep.
guy you can expect to make like a contested three or like a little dribble crossover step back three. Like he has that, but it's just these
Right.
other guys. I would expect him to shoot it when it's more open, maybe after a good offensive possession,
Yeah.
But that's where I like Trey Jones, where he came in. I have Trey Jones and Vuchar co-game MVPs, and I put in parentheses just on effort alone.
Yeah.
Trey Jones at the end of the game
He
even
made
had that
like three or four
huge,
defensive plays that were
yeah,
like massive. Like, yeah, getting the
and,
steal, easy breakaway, layup. I mean, like, yeah. And then the trap at the end. I mean, that's a gamble type of play, but it's smart on that because he's so close to the half court line that he gets worried and you see it. He gets worried, he makes a horrible pass, loses it. Like, that was
he also knew that
perfect.
they didn't have much time to
Yeah, he
make
didn't.
like
Yeah, and
decision.
so you make them waste like an extra second having to like think about that pass. That takes a second off the clock. So like even if the pass would have been executed well, like they got maybe like a one triple pull up deep three behind the line to try to win the thing. So I
Yeah,
mean it was well executed by him for sure.
yeah, and he got to the line a lot. I like that too because we needed that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, we also came out very aggressive and hot to start the second half, which really did stun
Yes.
the Wizards.
Yeah, you could see the energy right off the bat. Like very good ball movement right out the gate of the second half. Like good energy too, just on the defensive end, I will say like there were still struggles, of course, and it was early on in the game more than it was late in the game. Um, the struggles came early in the first quarter. That was the first half was bad. The second half looked a lot better of the
Yeah.
comeback. Um, but I will say like there was a lot more physicality in the second half of like wanting to play defense. Like you could see that they were giving more effort and trying on the defensive end. I would say Trey Jones top of the list for sure on that, and Kobe White too. Kobe White was making those guards work. Like he wasn't just giving them
Hmm.
free lanes and free layups.
Hmm.
There were still offensive rebound problems of them just like getting free rebounds and then getting like a easy layup, but I thought that was better.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I mean, credit just to Washington because it was like any type of little run. Like we always get like a little run.
Yep.
Have you noticed that? Like we just get like a nice 7 to 10 point run.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a run, but it's not like the runs that other teams are putting up on us. They do
Right.
like 22 runs, right? But we get our little run and then they just answer. And we kind of just go back and forth for a little bit and then we miss. And then, like, these other teams we've been playing have just been making shots. Like,
Right.
that, just credit to them. They've been hitting shots. But, yeah, all the credit in the world to Washington. They played a
Yeah.
heck of a game. And Matas as well, he played a lot better tonight. I was happy with that. I mean, he just, like the whole team did, struggled from three, but
Yeah.
he also
The
led our team in blocks. He had some huge blocks,
Yep.
which we need. And then, do you want to bring up Noah, his debut? He played 4 minutes, but there was some interesting comments made from Billy there. If you want to address that, we were
Yeah.
out of Coro, Terry, and Pat Will, so you'd expect maybe another lengthy forward to come and play. That made sense.
Yeah.
It did make
I
sense.
yeah, absolutely. I think we needed at least to see some sort of that type of presence for a little bit. Could have maybe played him a little more, but I get it. Like maybe I get it. You maybe needed to play on your relying guys in a close game like that. You don't want to throw him in a situation where he feels too much pressure in his first debut, I
Hmm.
guess. Um, I'll let you touch on the comments. I mean, I didn't see too much in the game. Like it was a quick 4 minutes. I think he had like one misstep play that was not great.
Hmm.
He had a wide open three in the corner that I liked his shot selection. The one shot he took, like it was a wide open swing. The ball was moving around the perimeter. It got to him. He shot it with no hesitation. I like that. I will say, like I think right when he stepped in, he got like a pass from Kobe or Io, and like he had a chance to shoot it, but instead he made the extra dish to Matas in the corner, and Matas missed it. But like, that's the type of play you want. You don't want him to
Yeah.
come in and like not look for the open guy, so and rush his first shot. Um,
And that's what I'll
and
say
like,
too. Like
yeah,
Matas, when he first started last year, like he was, Billy was kind of to playing him, but then he would come in and like, he'd get this loud crowd
yep,
pop when he would check in because everyone was so excited. But he had like a lot of pressure. I feel like he would like, oh, I have to score, I
yep,
have to do this. But it was like he was just, he was forcing shots, and I liked that. And no only played 4 minutes, but I liked him just kind of getting a feel of the speed
right,
and the pace of the game because I mean he was playing in the G League, but there's still a difference between G League and the pros, obviously. But
absolutely,
and
absolutely,
I'm sure there was some nerves,
yeah,
for his debut, but I
oh yeah,
liked how he was playing more team first basketball and just getting a feel for the game. And obviously the
mm-hmm,
other stuff will come
yeah,
with more time and all that and
yep,
more experience. But I was a little, I guess, not concerned, but a little confused. They had like a little mid-game report from our sideline reporter. I think it was Casey, but he brought up that Billy said like, "Oh yeah, we he didn't even mention like it was because the guys were out. It was we want Noah to get in there for defensive and rebounding purposes, and like want him to be effective on those ends. And it's like, well, if that's the case, why haven't we been playing him more? Because those things have been a clear issue, and that's been the shining part of the season so far with our struggles. It's been defensive and rebounding issues. We need length on the floor, and it wasn't even because oh yeah we have these guys out. That's why we're playing him. Like no, it was because we need him for defensive rebounding purposes. That's where I was like, I don't know about that. I was like, really?
Yeah, yeah, that is a little concerning of like why didn't we bring him up to speed a little bit sooner and call him like officially up again from Windy City a little earlier, but I don't know. I guess he was trying to trust that we could do it with Pat Will and them and see what happened, but he wasn't even really playing Pat Will that much anyway. So it's like I guess
Yeah,
like what are we doing there? Like we got to just pick a set of players and commit to them. When injuries happen, then go to the next people. But like the splitting the minutes of like random games Julian Phillips plays, random games Dalen Terry's playing, like we got to just pick one and let the other one know like stay ready, it's the NBA. But you got to commit to like 9 or 10 guys that you know for sure are ready to play every night because you can't have a guy like Julian Phillips who sits on the bench and doesn't think he's going to get in, and then randomly he gets called in and he freaks out because he's in the game
yeah,
again. And it's like, where am I supposed to be? Because that, with the lack of prep that we're seeing even from the starters, I can imagine it's probably horrible if you're getting called off the bench right now for the Bulls.
yeah. No, absolutely. And I was happy. Excuse me. I was happy with the way Phillips played too.
Yeah, I had no complaints there. I mean, with knowing Dalen's out, he knew he was probably going to get in the game at some point,
Hmm.
especially with the Okoro as well and Pat Will. So yeah,
And
I
like, yeah,
mean,
yeah. And especially, I don't know. I'm just looking at the stats. I'm just like, our best, one of our best 3 point shooters in Herder only has 3 3 point attempts, and Jalen Smith has 6. He's getting 3
yeah,
more. Like,
the it is
and they both made the
concerning.
same amount.
It is concerning that Kevin Herter hasn't had more shots as of late. Like looking at his last 3 games, like he struggled in the last two, Portland and Miami. 1 of 4 at Miami. Obviously, we know what went down there, so he didn't play as much. 23 minutes at Portland, 1 of 6. But like Denver, he was 7 of 12, 4 of 9 from three. Like if he gets shots up, he's gonna find a rhythm at some point. He's gonna shoot out of it, and the way of shooting out of it is getting shots up.
Hmm.
So like you would think there'd be more like some sets, like double screen actions where he's rolling off the double screen at the top of the key or the wing and gets a clean 1 second look that he can throw it up. Um, I mean that's where his bread and butter is, catch and shoot. So
Yeah, and it's like if we need a three, sometimes when you're down, you just need a three.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm with you on that. Like, run a set for him if he's in the game. If we need a
yeah,
three, I'd rather him run us like get a couple screens and he's open, and instead of 4 seconds in the shot clock, we just pass it back to one of our setters at the top of the key and just
right,
pray that they make it. They can make
right.
it, but I'd rather have like a just a full set just for
I
Herder if we need shots and
I
Kobe.
wanna I wanna say how they're using Herder right now is just it's in the wrong way because they're having him set up in the corner most of the time. He needs to be a wing player. When he was in Sacramento, he was more of a wing player for them, and that's where he was thriving.
Mm-hmm.
Even when they had guys like Keegan Murray, like he was still getting the ball a lot. But the Bulls have him in the corner, which is fine, but you got to move him around. You can't just have him placent. I think they're trying to do the drive and kick where Kobe and Giddy are driving into the lane and looking for him, or Io and Trey like looking for him. But the problem is that teams know he's a good shooter, and so he's not getting left open like Modest is. Modest is
Mm-hmm.
wide open in the corner every time almost, and that's
Mm-hmm.
because he's not a elite shooter like Herter.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to move Herter around when they're an elite shooter like Curry or Clay. Like those guys move around a lot, and that's how they get their shots. They don't stand around in the corner.
Yeah.
And so I don't know who that message needs to get brought to, but Billy's got to draw up 5 or 6 dedicated plays to him a game if that's what it takes. Or, I mean, it's as simple as like a double screen. Like it's really not.
Yeah, and I also want to hear your thoughts on this. I was thinking about because I saw it a lot. It was, excuse me, we had like it's mainly Vooch that's doing the high screen and roll,
Yep.
but then a lot of the time Vooch is also they run 5 out and Vooch is in the corner as well.
Yeah.
I'd like, and maybe I don't know. I was like, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Why isn't when we have our starters in? Why is Matas not the screen and roll guy? I consider him more of a lob threat,
Yeah.
and he can
Um,
pick and pop.
I don't know the answer to that of like why we're not doing it a little more. I mean, if you
Wouldn't that
watch
make more
other,
sense?
yeah, if you watch other teams, especially like they do a lot of other teams even do a lot of like guard on guard screens. Like, I don't know. It is a little weird. I guess we have just a lot of guards, and so like he's the forward. I mean, it would make sense that he would be the next up to do the screens. I don't know if they just don't feel like his screens get enough like brush off for the guard and the guards can get enough space off of it or what? Or if teams are just switching it. Maybe teams are just switching it and they don't really like get phased by that screen.
But then it's still mismatch most
But yeah,
likely.
I mean it should be like you would think.
And then if you do want to have Herter in the corner, you take Matas out of the corner. You have Matas do the screen and roll. Maybe they get off the screen. Then you have Herter in the corner because now they have to help
Yeah,
on
maybe yeah.
either the drive or like Matas rolling.
Yeah.
They have to help on that. Then
Yeah.
that leaves Herter wide open,
Yeah.
which I'd rather have.
Yeah. I don't know if teams are like playing it where they're leaving Vooch instead. Like they know Herter's good, so they're telling him don't leave Herter. Like leave your man. If you're gonna leave your man, make it be Vooch or make it be someone that's not a elite shooter. Like that could be also in the game plan, and maybe that's why shots just aren't. And that's why I just don't want him sitting in the corner because they know
Yeah,
who he is, and that's a problem. If they know who he is and they know their scouting report, like whoever's guarding him's not gonna leave him most of the time, and it's gonna be probably brought to their attention if they do. But I think I would agree. I'd love to see um I'd love to see Modest doing more pick and roll action. Just get a switch up and see what happens. He is the lob threat for sure. So, yeah, I'd like to
yeah, I
see
don't
that
know.
more.
I mean, might as well just try it. I mean, we
Yeah,
have nothing to lose right
give it a
now.
go. See what happens, you know?
Yeah,
At
I don't
least,
think teams have many much and that can much film of Matas even to being like the main screen guy.
yeah, probably not. I mean, I would say, yeah, give it a go. Maybe like give him 10%, 20% of the pick and roll reps and just see what happens. I mean, can't hurt. Um, Worst thing is the pick and roll doesn't work. We call Vooch back up for another pick and roll and we do it again. I
Like I
mean,
think a Giddy and Matas like 1-2 screen game could be dangerous.
I want to say they were working on that like prior to the Blazers game, actually. Someone
Yeah,
said that because they had a disconnect in one of the games where they were trying to throw lobs to each other and Giddy was overthrowing it and so they were practicing it pre one game, but we didn't see much of the pick and roll. It was more of just like backdoor cuts and they were throwing it to each other. So
yeah,
yeah,
that's
it
fair
would be
enough.
good to see. I'd like to see that as well. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know
so I
if you have
mean,
anything else here. I mean,
no,
credit
I
to
think
Washington.
yeah,
Battled, answered a lot of runs, um, kept the pressure on the Bulls all night, made shots. Yeah, took us down to the wire. I mean, props to the Bulls for not folding down the stretch, keeping the foot on the gas and trying to come back even when shots weren't dropping. I mean, they hustled Vooch a lot of tap outs. I mean, guys were hustling and there was no lack of effort in the second half. I'll give them that. So,
yeah,
props.
yeah, absolutely. Bulls win 121-120. Play tomorrow at New Orleans. The start of our road trip here. It's a lot of games that we should win. I know I said yesterday we should. I would like to see us win by 15. The spread
Yep.
closed at 12 and a half, and we did not cover.
Nope.
Um, but the main thing is that we won, and we just build off of this. And I like the comments that were being made on improving. I like Vooch being a really good vet vocally now. I think we that's something that we were missing, and you know if he starts getting to that into that side of things, I think there's a lot of positives that can come out of it. So yeah, I don't got anything else. gonna make the preview vid for the Pelicans
Yep.
game. And then how did that your parlay pick before we close out here? How did we do on that?
Alexar, I don't think he got his points. Let me see real quick though.
No, he
Yeah,
didn't get his
Alexar
points.
just under his points. Kobe just under his points by 1 point. I said 20. I said 20 plus. He hit the 20. Um, Trey Jones 5 assists. I don't think he quite did that. He was not passing the ball. He was more of a scorer last night. Vucevic double double. He did just that and more, which was great to see. And CJ did not perform as well as I thought. And Io was not on was just not on the defensive end. So
He was not.
yeah, there just wasn't a full thing of what I thought was gonna happen there. But if you listened to our preview and heard who we thought were gonna go off for the Wizards, I mean, we nailed it on the money. The 5 players that were gonna eat us alive, they were 5 of the 6 that were in double figures. So yeah, I mean, hit or miss things, but um,
Not worried about the parlays at this
yeah,
point.
not
I
worried
think
about the
we
parlay.
got a
We're just
lot of
happy.
other things to worry
We're
about with this Bulls team.
we're happy with the Bulls win. At
Hmm.
the end of the day, I mean, it's good to see. So we'll look forward to the game on Monday against the Pelicans. Hopefully, honestly, I would hope that they're healthy, um, just so we can see how we perform against them. Uh, Fully healthy, but I don't know what's up with Zion and what he's doing. So we'll
They
see.
have a few guys questionable right now, but we'll get to that in the preview.
Yep. All right. Well, BullsEyeView, appreciate you turning in. If you could hit the like, subscribe, turn on the noties, follow us on X and TikTok, BullsEyeView 0. Be on the lookout on TikTok. We're getting pretty active, posting clips. We're gonna also do like mid-game updates. So we'll send like a at the end of the first half update on what's going on in the game, what we're seeing, what's struggling, what's working. And then end of the game, we'll do like a who was the performer of the night, who struggled, weak performer, worst performer of the night, who maybe held the team down a little bit, and just final thoughts as well. It'll be like quick 60-second clips. So, but yeah, look out for the preview video coming out later today, um, or tomorrow morning, depending on what we're thinking. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.